You know, life sometimes just sucks. Sometimes you hit your toe. Sometimes you feel hunger. Sometimes you are too damn tired. Other times you cannot get what you want. That new gaming console, that high school crush of yours, or long-awaited game that works perfectly. Then out of the blue there is a global pandemic that affects millions. Jesus Christ! And now you cannot see your friends anymore, or go to the movies, or visit your favorite restaurant because it is closed. Forever. You could lose your job that you worked so hard for, or maybe someone you love or know can die any day now, or maybe even you can die tomorrow. These are awful, awful things, and thinking about them does not feel very good. But what if I told you that these are also one of the best parts of life? That the difficulties you're facing are actually good for you. Hi, I'm Ken. Welcome to my channel where I observe this crazy life and try to find some common sense in things. You gotta make sense in things. And if you as well find this world curious and want to find some meaning in life, you gotta find some meaning in life, then please jump aboard and subscribe. Lots of funky adventures ahead. But let's get into this sucky part of life and try to flip things around. As I was falling asleep one night, it got quiet, dead quiet, and I was able to hear my own heartbeat. And while I was listening to this steady rhythm, it hit me. Life is in the spikes. Think about it for a moment. Think about it. Sometimes life can feel that it's on autopilot, the default mode. Nothing really interesting happens. You go to work, you come home, you watch TV. You go to work, you come home, you watch TV. Simple, stagnating, straight line. I'm sure that no one likes to live their life like that in a simple, boring routine. Or I don't know, maybe you do. I don't know. Not hating, not hating. But then, bam! Sudden spike in the rhythm of life. And now you have lost your job. Was it something you did? Maybe. Browsing 9gag during work. Was it because the company restructured? Yeah, probably. But it does not matter. It doesn't change the fact that you're now unemployed. Soon you cannot afford rent and watching TV is not a priority anymore. And let's say now that you are unable to find work, there just isn't a job out there for a person of your skills. Times are tough, man, and just nobody needs a gender studies, philosophy, doctor's degree. Right? Just saying. From here on out you have two options. One, have a good cry. Then pack your bags and move back to your parents. If you don't have parents, then move to your friend's couch. And if you don't have any friends because, you know, gender studies, dude, then move out to the streets, where you will probably freeze or starve to death. And then it's game over. Or the second option, have a good cry, but then sit down and think. Think. Well, your current job, was it really your dream job? Was it this job really the best one for you? Maybe there's something else you always wanted to do. Hey, you always loved peanut butter. Smooth or crunchy, doesn't matter, you love them all. Maybe what the world needs right now is a new type of peanut butter. Spicy one perhaps? Spicy? Oi-oi-oi. Now your gears are starting to turn, you feel elevated, a plan is forming. Some months later, you are making the most delicious spicy peanut butter out there and the crowd is loving it. Now you will build an empire of peanuts and butter, and thank God you lost your job in the first place. Now, I'm obviously going to the extremes to paint a picture here, and obviously this is pretty obvious stuff. The question I'm hoping that you're asking right now is, how can I use it, this information? Well, glad you asked. Well, it's quite simple. You can live your life on an autopilot, letting stuff happen to you and then reacting to it. Or you can take control of your life and guide it to wherever you want it to go. The difference between the two outcomes is your attitude. That's all. That's all. That's all. Now here's the cool part though. Have you ever noticed that if you have any difficulties in your life, you're always able to handle it? Life never gives you challenges that are too big for you to face. Like, put us in a situation that we cannot escape. I mean, it just doesn't stick you in a lift and then cut the cables, you know? I mean, yeah, of course, maybe sometimes it does, but then everybody knows that lifts are dangerous and you should always take the stairs, if you can. Do some cardio. Win-win. But your school, your work, your interviews, your social aggressive interactions, you always have prior training. You always have multiple options and even opportunities of tackling the problem. And sometimes just running away is also a pretty successful solution to whatever you're facing. But if you close off your mind, you throw your hands up, you start to moan and cry and blame everybody and everything in this world for your problems, then you've already lost. And yeah, welcome to the default mode of life. But instead, if you look at these spikes as an opportunity to grow and learn, then it can be a fantastic magic spell. And even the tiny spikes. Even the tiny spikes are magic. Now let me give you some examples of what can come out of hardships. I imagine that the first pirate who ever lost his arm was like, "Blimey, well, this bloody sucks!" And then, "Oh well, this is not half bad. Oi, come here, where's me buried treasure, matey?" And then, you know, we have artificial robotic limbs, which is pretty cool. The internet came out of the fear of nuclear war. And maybe the nuclear bombs that we have might one day save our planet from a sneaky asteroid boy. A man was taken as a slave and then he had to fight as a gladiator. His name was Spartacus. And he showed us the value of our freedom and that the value of human life is so much more. That was 2,000 years ago and his legend still lives on. Stephen Hawking's best work came out of him when he could no longer walk. The doctors told him at the age of 21 that you will only get to live 1 or 2 years more. And he lived up to the age of 76. What a legend. Charles Dickens was out of money and his last hope was based on a book that he had wrote in 6 weeks. Now, it was a Christmas book and it had to come out for the Christmas time. Christmas carols sold out immediately and it changed the way we see Christmas forever. Even small irritations can teach you to be calm and collected. I purchased a robot vacuum cleaner and it refused to go to the charging dock. I admit, I felt an ungodly amount of irritation, but I was aware of it. So I took my time, I sat down, I breathed in, I breathed out, and I let the calm wash over me. I mean, that honestly felt like a victory. But yeah, the robot is still broken, I had to return it to Amazon. Damn it. When you hit your toe next time, you're more careful. And please, clean your room. This man doesn't even need to worry about his toes. Legends need to worry about nothing. Check him out. Also, think about it this way. Every movie you have ever seen, every book you have ever read, every story you have ever heard always tells a story about something interesting happening. Something out of the ordinary, out of the opposite to the mundane. Right? Everything interesting ever happened in the history of time, starting with the Big Bang itself, was a bloody spike on a graph. Poetic, isn't it? So what if you, next time when something bad happens to you, instead of breaking down, crying, "Whoa, woe is me," you instead breathe in, do a little mindful exercise, and then initiate plan B, or C, or God forsake, D even. Easy for you to say, am I right? Never said it was easy. Sometimes it's damn hard. But we have to practice optimism, to seeing the glass half full. Now these spikes will continue to happen to you throughout your life. Big and small, they are the rhythm of life. And fortunately, life is not a stagnant line. It makes life so much interesting. Imagine living your life just watching TV from the age of, I don't know, 0 to the age of 95, just sitting there doing nothing, no experiences, no pain, no heartaches, no loves found, no jobs taken, no risks taken, no adventure had, just a boring, straight, stagnant line. Stuff that sucks happens all the time, but that stuff makes you stronger. It makes you smarter. It makes you more loving, more caring. And it makes you better for it. If you choose. If you choose. If you only choose so. Lads and lasses, you are born into this wonderful world and then your adventure begins. You are not meant to sit idly on the sidewalk and watch the life go by. You're meant to live it. You're meant to suffer it and enjoy it. Enjoy life. Don't run away from it. Don't hide it. Embrace it. Easy for you to say, right? Easy. We gotta be mindful, we gotta be aware, and keep practicing. Always looking at the bright side of life. Doo-doo, doo-doo, doo. Thanks for watching, you gorgeous, curious creatures. If you like this video, then tickle the like button. If you dislike this video, then kick the dislike button. And please tell me, what spikes in your life have almost broke you? Until then, stay curious, keep learning, keep exploring.